Let's get it on.
Indeed, let's get it on. It's Jim Valley. It's Wrestling Observer Live, and we are live 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. It is the previously said Jim Valley.
Oh, that's the most exciting type of Valley.
Effing King of Recovery. 6-0 against death.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot.
Back because of the fans.
Each and every one of you. The largest collection of STD having trailer park trash the Rock has ever seen.
You all fat, neck-bearded, mouth-breathing trolls.
They don't have adrenaline in their soul.
All right, boy, I'm not looking forward to this. Turns out, thanks to Cody, road to WrestleMania is now paved in penises. Why? Anyway, everyone posting about how Cody, last done on Smackdown, talking about how he's black and packed from the waist down. He's just indicative of how Cody can be self-absorbed and out of touch. But look, I wanted to be offended or whatever, but I couldn't, because I see it as utterly ridiculous. I saw it for the first time and I just busted out laughing. Either way, though, could only mean one thing, maybe two. WWE bringing back Great Balls of Fire, or the obvious main event, Cody versus Drew, loser gets circumcised. What does that have to do with the theme of WrestleMania? We'll get into that. Other than that, talk about who qualified for Elimination Chamber, the return of Tiffany, and Johnny Gargano. He's maybe being shipped off to other places. Also, AEW Collision tonight. The IInspiration due in AEW. I guess it's been made official. Plus, Brody King, AEW Dynamite, or Dynasty rather, been announced, and it's been quite the week for AEW. So turn your head and cough. We got Smackdown and the Cody Rhodes pole match next.
Strange ways coming today. I put $1 in my pocket.
Oh, clear.
Thank you. Happy Saturday, everybody. All right. I don't know. Oh, well. Weird. Oh, goodness. Let's take a look here. Where are we? Is it here? Maybe it's here. There it is. Oh, damn it. Okay. All right. Yes, exactly. There it is. Yes. Just call her Alexa Bliss. Oh, goodness. Oh, my word. That is so funny. I have no idea. It's about time. That's right. Oh, heck. All right. Did you see Smackdown last night? No one's talking. No, here. All right. Here we go. Dynasty. Elimination Chamber. Anyway, all right. I don't know. Oh, well. Oh, goodness. Yay. That's right. Oh, we'll get to the lemon pepper steppers. Oh, goodness gracious. The lemon pepper steppers. Anyway. Yes, indeed. Indeed. We'll get to lemon pepper stepping. So funny. Sounds like an appetizer, like Guy Fieri's. Don't forget to try the lemon pepper steppers. They'll take you to Flavor Town. All right.
You're listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live, just announced location and time for AEW Dynasty. It's going to be Sunday, April the 12th at Rogers Arena, Vancouver, British Columbia. I don't know that Vancouver is Toronto as far as wrestling hungry, but as far as popularity, I think it's a very underserved market. So it's good to see that AEW is going back there. Smackdown last night. You know, I want this show to be high-minded, thoughtful. You know, at times I'm like, I could write the show all week. Maybe make it sort of like a, what is it? The all the news the news tonight, last week, whatever that show is on HBO. But I can't, because someone like Cody Rhodes comes and then just, I'm not going to say what he does. But SmackDown last night, for the most part, building to the Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton, Tiffany Stratton both qualified for the Chamber match. Stratton was the first to qualify with the women, defeating Lash Legend and Chelsea Green. Of course, Chelsea eats the pin. That's what she does. Stratton won after reversing the unprettier, hit the PME on Green for the win. Randy Orton defeated Aleister Black and Solo Sikoa. Now, before the match, Randy was looking for the MFTs. Nowhere to be found. Finish had Sikoa going for the Samoan Spike, only for Orton to counter for the RKO out of nowhere. Is it just me, or I feel like Randy Orton's been around, forever, 20 some years now. A lot of people, grew up on him, and he's a legend, and he certainly is. Also, he's one of the first people who, pretty much entire career in WWE, he's sucked at the bosom his formative years of WWE. He's always had the WWE. So in that sense, when I look at the career of Randy Orton, it's like he's talented. He's he does all these wrestlers, but at the same time, he's always been protected by WWE, particularly when he was younger. And let's just say he's grown a lot. But I just feel like maybe Randy feels like he could be hot and he could be on this year's WrestleMania. And it just feels like maybe he's being wasted a little bit for not being in the title picture. But show opens, WWE Champion Drew McIntyre. As he approaches the ring, he is jumped by Cody Rhodes. Because, he eliminated Cody from the Royal Rumble match. He wasn't even in. Cody's so mad. But officials had to come out and separate him. Drew staggers backstage. Cody's got the mic. Now, my feeling is that here he is in Charlotte, where he was born, spent, a lot of his life. Dad, Charlotte was the home of Crockett and all that stuff. Definitely part of his legacy and his family. Maybe he felt a little comfortable, perhaps. Now, the problem is the show goes out to all around the world. So, Rhodes mentioned CM Punk, Roman Reigns, making their WrestleMania match official on Raw, stating that the two of them were both glad that he, Cody, wasn't in their you-know-what measuring contest. Okay. Don't worry, it gets worse. Because he didn't get the nickname of Raheem for for no reason. Here, let me play it. You need to hear this.
It's because people know what WrestleMania means to me, what I mean to WrestleMania. And besides, I heard that it was going to be a you-know-what measuring contest. Well, they're both glad I'm not in it because I didn't get the nickname Raheem for no reason. Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about?
I can't get mad because every time, you know what it is? It's the end part. It's like when he goes, Charlotte, you remember like the blue collar comedy guys where they all had a catchphrase? You know, you might be a redneck if, or here's your sign, or can't fit. All of them had a catchphrase. And this just sounds like it's a catchphrase to let people know that was the joke. That was the big line. It kills me every time.
It's because people know what WrestleMania means to me, what I mean to WrestleMania. And besides, I heard that it was going to be a you-know-what measuring contest. Well, they're both glad I'm not in it because I didn't get the nickname Raheem for no reason. Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about?
I just can't. Here, listen. Let me prove my point. Just pretend I just delivered a joke. Here's the punchline. And then he said, oh, you should have seen her cat.
Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about?
It's like Bernie Mac or something. I know. I can't. I just can't. I can't be mad because that's too damn funny. Goodness gracious. That's right. So this chat goes, if you ever dreamed of main eventing night one of WrestleMania, you might be a mania mark. Oh my gosh. Oh, so funny. Yes, it's tone deaf. Yes, it is revealing probably more behind the curtain of Cody Rhodes' train of thought and the way he thinks more than he wants to. But it's still too damn funny. Okay, let's just pretend it's real. Let's pretend that, that this promo wasn't written, that this is Cody's actual reaction. I mean, does he go around just thinking about, manhood measuring contests and, all that, whipping it out on the table and all that stuff? Is that, the aw shucks, God and country and this is the business and I bleed and live? Is that all? It doesn't all mix together. It's very contradictory. But anyway, hang on. Contradictory.
Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about?
We already have one wrestler who talks about their trick. Do we really need to? Oh, and by the way, kids, don't whoop that trick too much. You'll go blind.
Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about?
No, if you don't know the Raheem thing, you've probably seen the memes and all of that, where Cody's wearing the African hat. I think it's called a kufi. Anyway, people joke about how Cody solved racism. It came from years ago. Cody booked a feud with Anthony Ogogo, British boxer, Olympic boxer, one of Cody's wrestling students at the time. Cody cut this promo. I mean, I guess he wanted to make it like a dusty Russian, Americana kind of thing. But, he gave this history lesson promo talking about race in America. It was, a lot of people thought it was kind of tone deaf, maybe a white savior moment. Later, I think Gogo was talking to Chris Van Vliet, said it was, disastrous. Now look, Cody's obviously talented. Usually shows good instincts. And we all have those moments where maybe we, try to outkick our coverage, do something that's a little outside where we should be. And obviously, this promo last night in the Go-Go feud, not Cody's best work. But I mean, by and large, he's got a pretty good record. Someone says crowd was going crazy. It's all that matters. So there you go. Someone in the chat goes, Jim, it didn't start with Anthony Ogogo. It started when Cody Rhodes stood up to the hate and stood by MLK Jr. in the 1960s. So yeah, Cody already solved racism. Goodness gracious. Yeah. I don't want to make the biggest deal out of it, but it was a choice. And look, if we just move on, leave in the past, we'll be fine. But if it's WrestleMania, it's the pantheon of legends, the showcase of the immortals, and I feel like talking about your package is not WrestleMania material in my humble opinion, unless you're Val Venus, but that's completely different. Anyway, hey, we will talk about the rest of Smackdown, other people qualifying for Elimination Chamber, and also want to get to the inspiration, former icon, that more next. Wrestling
All clear.
There we go. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Oh my. Anyway, goodness gracious. All right. I just can't. Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh my goodness gracious. What are we doing? All right. Yes. Oh, no kidding. Yeah. That's no, there was no mention of Royce Keys. Yeah. I don't want to know. All right. Hang on. That's right. Yes. All right. Well, hey. What are we doing? Where am I? Goodness gracious. Oh, there he is. Oh, goodness gracious. We can't be. What's up? All right. That's a good question. Anyway. Oh, hell. All right, then. All right, Raleigh. Oh, goodness. All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yay. Just
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
another thing Cody mentioned, said when he was a kid in the 90s, you know, all the pizza boxes, he and his sister was playing She-Ra, and Arn Anderson and Manny Fernandez be hanging out at the house. It's like, oh my God, Dusty, terrible father, who lets Manny Fernandez around his family. Where was CPS? My God. A carny like Manny Fernandez. I wonder if he talked about his time in Vietnam and playing for the Miami Dolphins. There was a player, different guy. Manny Fernandez played for the Dolphins. The wrestler, Manny Fernandez, always said that was him. And it was not. But Manny, what a piece of work. Women's tag team champs Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, beat Julia, Kiana James when Rhea hit the blind tag, headbutted Julia, gave her the riptide, over the moonsault, get the pin, retain the titles. Boy, gotta tell you, this pairing of Julia and Kiana James has really been great for Kiana. Julia's hitting the pin somewhere. Where are they going? I don't. Are they? I don't know. Anyway, Carmelo Hayes wrestled The Miz again. And, you know, it's always good. It just feels like there's, you know, sort of like Andrade. And, you know, Carmelo's this guy that they like. And he's popular. And he's just stuck in the middle. And he has very little room. As far as, you know, he can't really beat super top guys. And it's just, there's, you know, when you're stuck in that spot, I mean, it's hard. But Carmelo pinned The Miz. Really cool spot. He rolled through the skull-crushing finale and gave Miz the first 48 for the pin. Did a promo with the Wyatt Six and Bo Dallas. They are still, apparently, feuding with the MFTs over the lantern. Does he not know there are stores that sell lanterns? Go to Dick's Sporting Goods, Bass Pro Shop. Still find no lantern. Feels like this is dragging on. But gimmick of the moment, Kit Wilson lectures us about toxic masculinity again. He challenged anyone who's in the Rumble to face him. Here comes Oba Fib. I'll tell you what, whoever came up with that walk, whatever that he does, that Oba does to the ring, genius. Yeah, and who would have thought? After 120 years, whatever it's been of pro wrestling, someone finally develops a new strut to the ring. So, I mean, it looks cool as hell, and he's probably the only person who could do it. Actually, it probably just looks cool as hell because he just looks cool as hell. But he tells Kit that we can't be toxic. We're Oba feminists. It's funny. Anyway, Kip gets wiped out, and there you go. What else? Oh, Drew McIntyre again. Nope. Psych. He's attacked this time by Jacob Fatu, who thankfully didn't tell us about his manhood. Very happy about that. Tamatonga defeated Shinsuke Nakamura off the distraction by JC Mateo. Tonga hit a couple of elevated cutthroats, picked up a win. And look, that should be expected right now. Apparently they've been hinting for years Tamatonga is going to get a U.S. title shot. So he needs some wins over some well-known people. They obviously know each other. New Japan, all that fun stuff. But Fraxium and the Motor City Machine Guns walking backstage. Candice comes up, yells at them. Look at what you've done to Johnny Gargano, who's passed out and just worn out, exasperated, depressed, laying face down on top of a box marked NXT. Looks like Johnny's going back to NXT. So There it is. Nick Aldis announced the 2026 Royal Rumble winner, Liv Morgan. She's the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time. And Jade Cargill interrupts. She doesn't care if Liv won. She's on SmackDown or not. If Liv chooses to challenge Jade at WrestleMania, Jade's going to beat her ass. And Liv said that she could choose Stephanie Vaquer, so Rachel Rodriguez could choose Jade and beat Cargill at WrestleMania. They'll control all the belts. And here comes Jordynne Grace. Liv did what she did to win the Rumble, but Jordynne could get Jade to defend her title, then maybe, just maybe, it'll be Grace and Morgan at WrestleMania. So we have ourselves now, thanks to Nick, a tag team match. Because, there's 4 people in the room. Anyway, so we got the tag team match. Jordynne Grace, Jade Cargill defeat Liv and Raquel. So Cargill accidentally hits Grace with a super kick. Then Rodriguez accidentally hits Liv with a kick. So while Cargill and Rodriguez kind of stared each other down, Jordynne Grace had the good sense, push Cargill into Rodriguez, so then they can roll her up and roll Rodriguez up, brother. Cargill gets the pin and the win. Finally, after 3 hours, Drew McIntyre speaks. We waited for nothing. Cody and Jacob Fatu should be banned for what they've done. All of a sudden, whoop, that Trick. Trick Williams comes out, asked if there was, said he was there to either watch main events or maybe he was there to kick up his lemon pepper steppers. That's funny. Lemon pepper steppers. Sounds like a barbershop quartet. They played down on Main Street at Disneyland. Anyway, he says Drew is worried about the wrong people. McIntyre should be worried about Trick, the man who will take the title off of him at WrestleMania. So McIntyre warns Williams to walk before running because if he interrupts Drew again, McIntyre promised he'd stick Williams' lemon pepper steppers where the sun don't shine. Have you ever experienced that? Oh my, those lemon pepper steppers, man, those things can burn.
Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about?
So there you go. Smackdown, Cody's crotch and lemon pepper steppers. Funny. It's a great, how have I not heard that? Probably because I'm white. Anyway, so Smackdown next week. Women's championship match. Jade defends against Jordynne Grace. Women's tag team titles. Oh, I forgot to mention, Nia and Lash came out after the title match. So now it's going to be Nia and Lash challenging Io and Ripley. Elimination Chamber qualifier, Alexa Bliss. They could call her Alexa Bliss because of Cody. And versus Julia versus Zelina Vega. Elimination Chamber qualifier, Cody versus Jacob Fatu versus Sami Zayn. And Trick Williams versus Ray Phoenix. So there you go. There's SmackDown. It's, I don't know. Just, it feels like it's a very slow build, slow burn to WrestleMania. Sometimes, boom, you're off like a rocket. And today it just feels like we're don't have momentum yet. And hopefully we will. Collision, tape Wednesday in Vegas. No spoilers. TNT Championship, Tommaso Ciampa versus Roderick Strong versus Claudio. Parking lot fight, Eddie Kingston Ortiz and the Rascals versus Big Bill, Brian Keith, and the Grizzled Young Veterans. And the winning team advances to the number 1 contenders 3-way on Dynamite with the Young Bucks and Gates of Agony. Mixed tag match, Dante Martin, Zeta Steele, of Skyflight versus Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir of the Death Riders. Kevin Knight versus Scorpio Sky, should be good. Mina Shirakawa versus Viva Fan. Tekla's in action, and we will hear from the AEW Women's World Champion, Chris Statlander. Could be some fun stuff. The ratings, these big data ratings, have been better the past week for AEW. Lucha Libre tonight, AAA. Dom Mysterio comes back. He's going to address everybody, probably something to do with Kingo. Mixed tag match. Chelsea Green, Ethan Page, Mr. Guan and Lola Vice. And a Rey Reyes qualifying match. Andrade Americano, Ray Phoenix, Dragon Lee versus Octagon Jr. It's 9 p.m. Eastern, Fox Latin America, YouTube, Facebook. All right, we're talking about the inspiration and more. Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
Oh, clear.
Oh my gosh.
To staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Sponsored by Specialty Medical. 800-913-9739. 800-913-9739. 800-913-9739. That's 800-913-9739. Packages start at $29.99 a month with signed agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News and World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. That's 800-918-6189. Do you have a book? Get it out of your mind and make it a real book with a free guide to book publishing. Trying to publish a book yourself can be complicated. It takes a lot of time that you could spend writing your book or even more books. Do what you do best. We can do the rest. Thousands of authors across the nation have trusted our book publishing service. We have the connections to help you get your book printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores nationwide. We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make this free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free writer's guide. Call right now, 800-482-8399, 800-482-8399, 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
You're listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live. Someone mentioned in the chat that, interesting, that the last, the 18 to 49 demo for Dynamite doubled since last week, despite Nielsen, this big data. That could be, they could give Obafemi like a computer gimmick. It could be big data Obafemi. That's awful. I'm just kidding. Anyway, some people who just, so tribalistic, they hate AEW, and that's their prerogative. They can. And, and a lot of people, it's so funny, the Dave Meltzer that I know, he's not the same Dave Meltzer as I see portrayed by people as they describe him online. I'm just like, kind of crazy. But, so they're always doubting. Because the Collision ratings, the Dynamite ratings in the past have been whatever. And then they go, oh, well, because of that, there is no way that AEW does well on HBO Max. it's like Nielsen, arbitrage, whatever system, it's never perfect. I may give you an indication, but doesn't mean it's the gospel. And these people just, it's like, they will grab anything just to think they disprove someone or think they're smarter than Dave, and they're not. So this is just an example of, I rarely talk about ratings because, Dave does such a thorough job. I think numbers on the radio and in audio, don't play well, and it's really not my forte. And for these reasons, I don't focus on it. But it is interesting that, just what a week AEW's had. But a lot of people talking about not just the ice thing with Brody King, but word is that the Inspiration, former Iconics in WWE, have signed with AEW. Now, certainly, Cassie Lee, Jessica McKay get the entertainment aspects of wrestling. Perhaps a little more sizzle than steak in the act. And, with wrestling quality, match quality being such a signature part of AEW, some people are questioning why do you sign them? Of course, the Inspiration from Australia. And I think it's safe to say that if you are attending Grand Slam in person, you will see some women from your country make a roaring return in front of their countrymen. These things, very obvious. And also, when you look back at AEW, and I've had this thought many times, when they've signed, just call it unexpected talent, or that don't seem to fit the box of AEW. Don't seem like a good fit on paper. And they have had success. Like, I remember I was at a Full Gear in Los Angeles when Big Bill returned. And they talked about Big Bill and everything. And I remember being at the press conference and I asked him, I didn't want to be offensive to Bill. He suffered, I think, from a lot of residual heat from Real One, whatever the guy's, Enzo Amore. And I feel like he kind of took a lot of flack because of him. But so I kind of asked, why Big Bill without trying to be offensive? And, Tony was just like, I met with Bill. I liked Bill. Good story. Just seemed like, he wanted to, rebuild. And I think Bill, while he's sort of in flux right now, he's really been over with the crowd at times. And he's done that. Sober, new wife. So Big Bill's an example of someone who maybe you'd go, really? Someone goes, Billy Gunn. There's one. Brian Keith, not the tallest guy, but he's been super entertaining. Crowd responds to him. M&M Collection. I was like, what? And look, I think they've been even better and even more entertaining on AEW and ROH than WWE. So, look, I will say this, that the Inspiration do kind of cross over a bit with the Harley Cameron character. But so we'll see. I've kind of taken that attitude where it's like, Tony Khan has kind of proved me wrong several times. I think I'm just going to sit down and shut up and see what happens. And then I'll brag about it. But I see people talking about how Tony Khan, AEW, signed up a lot of talent, particularly from TNA recently. Talk about how the roster is bloated. Too many people. Get rid of 20 people. And I see the point. But unfortunately, I don't make the rules. I wish things were different. But the reality is, in today's marketplace, today's wrestling industry, talent is an asset and a commodity. And now, it's not just, how can I use this person? How can I lock someone up who may be valuable to the other team? Lock them down to a contract, keeps them from using this talent against me. And look, I'm not saying I like it. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And look, this week is a perfect example as why. AEW ratings, went up. I'm not saying they're going to keep growing or take over the world, but they did go up. AEW feels a little warmer right now. Also, lots of publicity because of the whole F Ice chant and Brody King. A lot of it. It's like, that's why WWE plays as much hardball as they do. I mean, you read online and these same people, they're always like, it's no competition. AEW doesn't see them as, or WWE doesn't see them as competition. They're so far behind. Da, 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 da. It's like, yes, they are competition. Doesn't mean the race is necessarily close. But Vince learned. I mean, WWE beat WWF at the time, beat as WCW. It was pathetic all the time. And then bring in Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, and suddenly the landscape changed virtually overnight. And that can always happen again. Vince learned that. I'm sure Triple H knows that very well. So make no mistake, this week, I don't know, I wouldn't say they're scared or anything, but at the same time, they're paying attention in Stanford. Tony Khan has got enough connections, enough people that he knows, enough resources, capitalize on things like that. And that's why they tie down these talents. Now, I don't know why they're tying down so many TNA talents. I don't understand if it's strategy, they just know other friends in the company or what. But I mean, for example, I think Mike Bailey has done amazing in AEW, especially since he's kind of on a treadmill in TNA. So someone mentions, sad to see Hiromu leave New Japan. And that's the thing. It's like people think, if you're over, you sell merch, you've made your name, and you're golden. Now, sometimes you could be the odd man out. And Hiromu Takahashi is the odd man out. It's way over, super popular, but New Japan is not going to move him up to heavyweight. Which I personally think is stupid, but I'm not there. So Hiromu, he's got two choices: you stay or you move on. That's what he's done, and that's just kind of the way it works. Someone in the chat goes, "Yeah, the bottom line is really, really the bottom line." But we'll see. We shall see. But I mean, I think just wait and see with the inspiration, the Iconics, as far as, is there a plan? A lot of times brings him in, he initially does have a plan. We'll see if it lasts, what happens. But we'll see. Of course, someone mentioned, where was Royce Keys? Sorry, not Royce. Royce Keys, where was he? Wasn't on Raw this week. Wasn't on SmackDown. I think they've done that before, where they debut someone at the Royal Rumble and then kind of hold off a bit. I personally think, and I get they do that to, look, everybody, we stole this guy from AEW. He'd rather be here because we're the big leagues. It's a dream. All that fun stuff. But I would have waited. I think after WrestleMania would have been a better thing for him to make it more of an impact, because you can't make a first impression again. And I don't know if after the Royal Rumble, how many people were necessarily talking about Royce Keys. They were talking about the fact Braun Breaker didn't win. Talked about how Obafemi maybe have been the MVP because he had the Diesel spot, the Kane spot, to remove so many people. So I stand by the fact that I think that Royce Keys should have bumped the brakes on him. But you can't do it a second time for the first time for the second time. Anyway, someone asked about the lucha masks that AEW and Tony Khan have partnered with the NFL. Cool. Thing is, it's like they're official, but it's like lucha football masks have been around for a long time. I mean, I have a bunch of them. You can buy them in Mexico on vacation, They're sort of like a Rey Mysterio style mask, but maybe they'll be cool. And people like them. You always see like somebody at a football game that is wearing like a poncho and a lucha mask, kind of doing the, the Mexican football fan gimmick. So yeah, I mean they'll be popular. I don't know how much necessarily publicity AEW will get out of it, but we'll see. But I mean, hey, any deal you make is a good deal with NFL. I mean, that just shows the influence of Tony Khan. How many other wrestling company owners could get a deal with the NFL? And that is why both companies are so protective, because it is a war. It is a competition. Doesn't matter how close or far apart they are, because it can change like that. I don't know that it will, but it can. So don't think for a second that WWE doesn't look, as at AEW's competition, because they do. They can belittle it, but they do. It'd be foolish not to. Someone says I should check out the White Castle lucha mask. Apparently there's matching swimsuit dogs. The only problem is then I'd have to go to White Castle. I'll just look it up. I'll be good. However, I do have, shouldn't look down, because I actually have a pair of swim trunks from Buc-ee's. Have the Bucky Beaver on it. And let me tell you something, he looks huge.
Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about?
That's right. Talk about my big Bucky's Beaver.
Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about?
Yes. Looking forward to the loser must get a circumcision. It's gonna be fun. All right, Jim Valley, right back. Wrestling Observer.
Hey, airline travelers, let's say you have a problem and you need to change or cancel an existing airline reservation. What do? Well, Skywatch is a free service that can help anyone with any airline reservation fix it. Whether you want to cancel it, change your dates, or add passengers, we can help fix your airline reservations so you get exactly what you need. We've updated our computer database and now have access to every airline around the globe. So now you can make one phone call regardless of who booked your airline tickets, and we'll change it, cancel it, and fix it for you. We know the insider secrets to fixing reservations that the airlines don't want you to know about. So if you need to cancel, change, or modify an existing airline reservation, call Skywatch right now. It's a free call, so let us fix it for you. 855-325-5647. 855-325-5647. 855-325-5647. That's 855-325-5647.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans looking to settle their IRS debt. If you apply today, we may be able to lift your wage garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of tax professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Call right now. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. Again, for the last time, that's 800-943-9215.
I've got a question for you. Do you want a lower car payment just by making a phone call? You know, most people buy a car and they pay whatever the car dealer says their interest rate is, and they forget about it and make payments. But did you know there is a secret in your contract that allows another company to refinance any car payment to try and lower it? It's true. There is indeed a company out there that knows the ins and, more importantly, the outs on car loans, and they know how to lower your current car payments. It's easy and fast, and you could have a lower car payment next month. Make this free call right now and find out if you could lower your existing car payment. Call the Car Savings Hotline right now. The call is free.
Call now. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. That's 800-605-1680.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Speaking of competition, AEW going back to Wembley in August. And Alan Cheapshot is posted, who's very reliable in England. WWE huge show rumors at Principality Stadium in Cardiff in August. He says he thinks they're true. Interesting. Goes, he's asked, and he's been told they're looking to announce something in the next few weeks. Obviously, he believes, and I'm sure many other people do, it's a response to AEW running Wembley again. But again, that's what WWE does. It's what WWE's always done. Against other competitors back in the territory days, it's what they do. That's the game. They play rough, and you got to play rough back. It's business. It ain't friends. But gosh, going back to Cardiff, Wales, you know what I hope? I hope that Drew once again is a babyface, challenges for the world title, only to lose and sing karaoke afterwards. How many times are we going to go back and do that? Sometimes I just feel like WWE intentionally jerks fans around for their own amusement. And that just, it's annoying. But make no question, there is competition. That's why they lock up talent. That's why they lock down buildings. That's why, all of these things. It's all to do that. And they will continue to do it. Because you never know when anybody can catch fire. We saw a little smoke this week with AEW. And make no mistake, WWE's in the business to make sure that they keep, trying to put out any fires that may start. All right, enjoy Super Bowl weekend. Go Seahawks. And talk to you next week. All right, and just remember, you experience Raheem for more than 4 hours. See your doctor.
Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about?
Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live. Just wrestling.
All right, Jim. Have a good week. I will talk to you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Oh, goodness gracious. I know we need to do one with Fumi. Got to do that. We have not settled down yet from Japan. It's been go, and I apologize for that. People talking about AJ Styles. Dave talked about it, and, I love it when, Dave and I don't talk, but, I like it when I develop on my own the same opinions that Dave then later expresses. I just feel like if that's the case, then I am on the right track and saying the right things and doing all right. Maybe I'm, not terrible at this. But, my thought was, AJ's kid, one of them at least wants to get into wrestling. And, you look at Rey Mysterio and Dom. Rey stayed with WWE to, for Dom. And worked out super well. So, I think AJ stays. And I think that's what happens. Why not? I mean, you get to maybe perhaps work with your son. You get to start your son off with a okay paycheck and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think it's happens. Someone mentioned sad to see AJ, Kenny or AJ versus Osprey. You know, a couple of years ago, they did, was it the Best of the Super Juniors here in Tacoma with Defy. And, you know, Liger was there. Everybody, so many people were there. It was great. So, what was really cool is Osprey wrestled, and he wrestled Amazing Red. And you know what? Amazing Red, you know, super talented, very influential and important. The early days of TNA, injuries kind of sidelined him, unfortunately, but they wrestled. And I was like, I thought he was too injured to wrestle. And no disrespect, but so Osprey wrestled Amazing Red, and my God, you would have thought it was 2002 again. I mean, Osprey made Red look incredible. And then after the match, and this is around the time Osprey was moving up heavyweight, and people were like, well, can he talk? Can he cut a promo? There was, you know, the jury was kind of out. But, you know, Osprey took the mic, and he, you know, I don't know how long it was, 10, 15 minutes? Oh, it could have been 5 for all I know. But, you know, he did several minutes from the heart talking about Amazing Red and, you know, the TNA and all these people, what they meant to him growing up watching wrestling. And it was, I was just like, just want to cry. Will Ospreay almost brought me to tears. But it was so touching and emotional. Just putting over Amazing Red. Well, you know, there'd be no Will Ospreay without Amazing Red. And same thing with AJ Styles. He mentioned all the people you'd expect him to mention. But it was so sweet. So, I mean, AJ is very influential. Make no mistake about it. And I think that's really cool. A lot of people inspired. I mean, a lot of people were inspired, particularly in the UK with TNA because they were bigger over there. But yeah, so yeah, it was great. Oh, someone wants to mention, of course, El Juggalo. Juggalo Championship Wrestling. WrestleMania weekend at the Horseshoe. Now, let you in on a little secret. Okay, the show is April 18th. I guess 3 p.m., 2:59 p.m. Eastern. Horseshoe is the former Bally's, right in the middle of the strip. And one of the guys who is a casino host, I guess, handles a lot of the high rollers and various gamblers. He is a big wrestling fan. James Bertoli. And, you know, he's a New York guy, you know, East Coast guy. And so he grew up, and he's a few years older than me. So he grew up with Bruno. You know, Bruno's the best. You know, Blassie, Bono, Superstar Billy Graham, all those guys. And so he's a huge wrestling fan. So hopefully, and he said he got his tickets. He's got his tickets. So dude just loves wrestling. He's not one of those guys like, well, back in my day, Bruno didn't do this. No, he just loves wrestling. He loves all kinds of wrestling. Enjoys everything. So support the Horseshoe if you can, because one of us is there. So do that. So anyway, so that's the location of WrestleCon. Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay, then. Well, he's going to be very excited. Yeah. So there you go. We'll think about it. So there you go. So yeah, WrestleCon's Horseshoe's fine. I've stayed there. It'll be good. It's very nothing wrong with it. It's perfect spot. You're right in the middle. Anyway, so tell you about that Crew Rascals match. It was great. It was fun. I mean, you could tell that the Rascals are very excited, very energized, and I'm sure the paycheck doesn't hurt. Good for them. And I'll tell you what, I thought that Crew did a great job, getting everybody over. So that was cool. Sometimes Leo Rush maybe has a reputation being a little emotional sometimes. Be great. So, what? ICP at Juggalo Championship Wrestling, WrestleMania weekend. I'm stunned. That's breaking news. So there you go. Somebody else have anything else? I don't know. There you go. So, yeah, I just think it's cool. Yeah. I mean, geez. It's going to be interesting to see. Look, there are WWE's style and just a way of doing things. Their fans have been educated to that style. And look, there's the biggest company in the world, all that stuff, but not everyone is going to fit there. And, Ciampa was, maybe one of those people. So, yeah. No, you're right. He has Big Bill really, but I mean, Big Bill's been sort of had some collateral damage as far as, he was World Tag Team Champions with Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints, and then so I really want to say something, but I can't. Really do, though. Really do. Ricky Saints. Anyway, yeah, so, that kind of derailed him. They did the learning tree. Jericho's gone. And it's just kind of, everything kind of just kind of fizzles out, unfortunately. So, but yeah, no, look, Big Bill has a lot of confidence, a lot of charisma. And I think the crowd recognizes that and feeds off it. They remember like him from WWE. And I'm happy for him because success story. Certainly was struggling with alcoholism. That's tough. And he came back. I'm happy for his success. My reaction to Vampiro's retirement match, I guess it would be like a Simpsons quote. Why now? Why not 20 years ago? My God, the guy's just, wow, it's tough. So, anyway, and then it's like, is it a real retirement? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. And I'm not really gonna. I don't care. Sorry, don't care. But there you go. All right, kids. Well, I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, geez, it's an exciting time for wrestling. I mean, I think it's cool as hell. Brody King. Brody King didn't set out to make the news. Just being himself, expressing himself sincerely. And there you go. But look, I mean, I've spoken with Brody King at events where we've both been. Briefly, we don't know each other, anything like that. I don't want to wrong impression, but he always strikes me as very bright, well-read, thoughtful, very nice man. And, you can see it's good when finally breaks through with some success. So good for him. And see what happens in Australia. Do you pull the trigger? I think I might, just for a little while. We need to talk about that. We do. I'll reach out to Fumi and make that happen as far as Evil and Hiromu and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could see Hiromu getting over with body language and costumes. Not exactly, not a copy of Asuka, but just sort of in that way as far as what he does. And I think that Evil, you change his name? Evil just seems like a name that doesn't translate well to. It seems like it's an adjective. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, a lot of his friends are there. He can work with a lot of people as far as that goes. So, I mean, it'll be an easy transition. I just don't know where he's going to be. Andrade. Why did I mention him? That's a choice to bring back. Why Andrade? And it's like, boom. He's back. And he's doing well. And they got an idea for him. Should, well, I think that Andrade's heating up. He'll have his time. I think that I'd wait a little longer. So, that's what I think. I think Andrade has higher he can go as far as I think the thing with the OnlyFans girls is catching fire. People notice that right away. Andrade is the Ellie the Low and the ladies' man. I think that works. So, there you go. Oh, goodness. What was that again? Hang on, I lost it. Well, Naito and I think they did, yeah. I think they did. Yeah, I think so. Jesus, Sinister. That's fine. What? They had a technical problem at a AAA show? What? So I'm kind of surprised at WWE, but there are always technical problems at AAA shows. No one could ever turn up a microphone or turn down music, start things on time. It was a cluster. It's a cluster, then Conan be back on his show bragging about everything. Okay, you're great. Anyway, so, yeah, there you go. Anything else I was going to discuss today? Anything else on the list? Made the list? I don't know. So silly. Let's see. Anything else exciting? Oh, yeah. Now, someone, and I had the same thought, that somebody, I had the same thought that, you picture they're sitting in the creative meeting. Hey, AEW had all this success with, immigration and ICE and all that stuff. And maybe we should try something. Cody Rhodes used to talk about being black. So. Funny. I think, yeah, it seems like he is. Gabe Kidd, I kind of feel bad for New Japan. He's got a lot of promise, and he's, I don't know if it's going to be a contract or what. But that's funny. One of the OnlyFans girls posted on Instagram during the match. Dude, doesn't you want to get paid? What a dummy. What a dummy. Gosh, she doesn't deserve it. That's just poor judgment. Yeah, you can't use that woman. Because she's going to say something stupid again. I mean, look, you don't have to like wrestling. You can think the fake thing in the world. That's fine. But it's like when you're getting paid and they're putting you on television, shut your mouth. You're on their team. They're on your team. You just, I'd have to cut her because you can't trust her to make good decisions. If you make one that's bad, that bad. I mean, sorry. Yeah, I mean, looks fake is very common, but I don't know. Yeah, Shingo. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. That's true. I mean, it's a really good point. It's talking about Shingo leaving, possibly following Naito, and Naito is the reason why Shingo joined New Japan, because Naito and Shingo are close friends. And I think that's something that sometimes fans don't consider. Friends get friends jobs. And look, everyone does it everywhere. One of my good friends, I recommended him for a gig that, he's just kept climbing up the ladder because he's great. And that's what friends do. It doesn't necessarily mean it's incestuous or, quid pro quo or anything. It could be just something innocent like that. People work with their friends. And a lot of times people go, well, is this person going to go here? And I'll be like, well, I don't really know who their friends are. Couldn't tell you. So a lot of it has to do with that. Of course, a lot of it is also consolidating power. Anyway, so a lot of that's important. I mean, I'm sure, obviously, wrestlers talk. You saw this week, Radio Row at Super Bowl with Seth and MJF just sitting there chatting. I used to work radio stations. People, oh, don't you hate this radio station? Or da-da-da. It's no, because I remember I got fired from one radio station. I immediately hung up the phone, called the other station, job like that. And, it's the same thing. People won't work. And I think it's much more, there's a lot of talking and things, more talking than probably fans realize. And it doesn't necessarily mean that your enemies working the other team. Because maybe someday you're going to need a job. And that's just life. That's what all the people say anyway. But a lot of it does have to do with that factor. Oh, I don't want to go here because then I'll be aced out because, I don't have, power to do, and you see that. You see people move up and down the card based on events. Who knows? So I'd be curious. Shingo Takagi, if he can still go to a degree, I think if they let him be him with his style, his look, his screams and emoting, I think he'd be over in WWE or anywhere, to be honest. So if they let him, if that happens, it may not be in the plans, but I think he could. I'd be curious, very curious to see what happens with Shingo. It's amazing sometimes. Let me think. No, my guess, if I were to guess, I think you're going to do, you're still going to do Takeshi and Okada. That's probably the destination. That's my guess. And also, Mox hasn't held the title that long. They still need to kind of prop up Death Riders for a little bit. So that's kind of my thought. But yeah, Shingo just has this natural stature about him. And also, you look at him and go, does he have like a scoliosis? Why he stands? Why does he stand? Like, what's going on with that skeletal structure? It's like it's a little off. I don't know. Who knows? I have no idea. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I couldn't tell you. As far as that goes, maybe it doesn't matter, or maybe it's indicative of something. But I don't know. So there you go. I did want to say, my God. Okay, we are. Yeah. The waistband. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Oh. Anyway. Okay, real quick. Here we are. 2026. And look, I get it's a catchphrase, it's branding, but people do believe it. But my God, if CM Punk is best in the world, why? Oh my God, why? And I'm praying that he did, but he didn't. Why didn't he cut another memorable promo? Everything's the pipe bomb. Everything goes back to the pipe bomb. The pipe bomb, pipe bomb. It's like, that's it. That's all you got. Just, my God, it's been forever. That's all they talk about. People still love it. I'm like, guys, that was a very long time ago. Maybe how about another promo? Just pipe bomb. Someone wants to turn votes for Observer Awards. Voted for Bandito as Wrestler of the Year. Interesting. Fine choice. A lot of people thought it was a good year for Bandito. I think I don't vote for. I don't vote for the Hall of Fame. Then I don't vote for this because I don't know. I just don't. But Wrestler of the Year. I think I mentioned earlier that if someone asked me, put me on the spot and asked me, I thought Mox, and I agree with everything I said. However, as often is the case, John Pollock, smarter than me, more thoughtful, and he picked Mystico. And I was like, oh, I totally had that bias. Should have picked Mystico. So, oh goodness gracious, the pipe drop. I just feel like it's a pipe dream because I'm just like, how many times? We have to go back to that. It's like it's a one-hit wonder. Remember back in the 60s when said we twist again like we did last summer? Remember? Did the song Convoy? Oh, I mean, you're, I don't know. I just, I don't know. I like Punk. I respect Punk. I just also feel that he's, I guess because he's such a good salesman when it comes to CM Punk that people have bought into all of it. And I feel like it's a little much, but that's just me. Was there anything else? Let's see. Anything else exciting? I thought it was interesting that Brie Bella was at the Royal Rumble. I think that speaks well that they like and trust the Bellas. They obviously like and trust Brian Danielson. That they're not gonna stooge or spy or do anything that cause any problems. They have faith that they're good people and they can trust them with business. That's cool. We'll see what happens. Oba and Jacob. I mean, Oba is impressive as hell. My goodness gracious. It's just a matter of, is he too impressive? How do you feel bad for the guy? How do you get heat on him? And hopefully he can talk well enough. As far as promos, emote, and all that stuff. See what I mean? There's still some questions. My goodness gracious, he's cool as hell. And Jacob Fatu's been very impressive too, as far as his moves, everything he's done. All right. Ever's hair. Should Tony or Orange Cassidy get shaved? Well, of course, Wheeler's. I thought is only one person getting their head shaved. It's not the team. Did I miss that? Oh, is that? Hang on a second. What? Did I miss that? May I miss that? I'm sorry. I feel very dumb. Let's see. Done. Let's see. Let's see. What is it? Okay, let's see. Here is it. Okay, whoever takes the pin gets their head shaved. Yeah. Gotta be honest. Wheeler Yuta's hair is so pretty. I don't know that I'd shave it. It might be funny to have Marina Shafir shave her head. I mean, she's a badass. It'd probably make her look, more badass, like to me more in G.I. Jane or something. So, I don't know. But as far as Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm, I think in a sense, I guess if you've done kayfabe, Orange Cassidy would be happy because he doesn't have to deal with his hair anymore. Just get up. Now, D'd be like, whatever. And he'd be happy. So, I guess. As far as Tony Storm, I mean, if she was a heel and knowing who she is, I think it could be quite funny. All these outlandish hairstyle wigs, giant, 40s hats, and all these things. So, yeah, Juliet Stardom got her head shaved. So yeah, she could get shaved. Why not? I don't know. Tony's a pretty big star. I don't know if that's the best idea. I don't know. I love Wheeler's hair. It's like a big shaggy dog with what are those dogs called? Are they sheephounds? With the hair that's all the way down. Something like that. I forget. No, I shouldn't. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe they're going to shave his head. Why not? So that'll be fun. But no, Tony Storm is not losing. Hang on a second. Hang on one second. Just darn. Hang on a second. Oops. Yeah, let's see here. Hang on. What is it? Okay. What do we got? Hang on a second here. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so there is English Sheepdog, thank you. In a long time. Okay, I was thinking, what do the Iconics do? When they come down, it's like, why are they there? What are they doing? And there is a women's tag team match. So you could plug them in with Willow and Harley or Megan and Penelope. But I was thinking, like, you could also do the Iconics or the Inspiration caused Tony the match. Tony loses Australia, head shaved, and, there you go. So, I mean, but if you got a women's tag team match, that's probably where they plug in, right? Or, I mean, it could be just a whole night of Inspiration stuff. And they do both. Who knows? Thoughts on Ricochet? I can see his point with his life and his career. What happened with him? That it probably did kill his love for wrestling and legacy. And look, and I'm sure there are others, of course. Of course there are others. WWE it's a grind. And WWE is about, consistency, very similar matches, follow the formula, all these things. And I could see where, there's probably very little room for much input unless you're top guy. And you're just, right now I'm sure Obafemi's excited. But at some point he's going to be like, oh yeah, I got to do this dumb march, down the ring. Oh yeah, there's my theme song, and what, over time, everything becomes a job. Everything. So I mean, I get his point, but it's then you look at other people. You go, let's just pick someone random. Raquel Rodriguez. She's certainly gotten better, and they obviously like the changes she's made, and she's kind of moving up. Let's see who else. I mean, I guess it all depends on where you are in the card, what kind of clout you have in the company, and how much they value or take your input. So, it's not a one size fits all. But I'm sure that's the case for him. I'm sure other people have. I mean, look, not everyone in life is going to succeed. Not everyone in life is going to, find happiness. And I think what he says is valid, but I also understand there are people. Look, to make it in WWE, gotta have the look, charisma, speaking ability, athleticism. There are a few other things they want from you. They want you to be, gung-ho about the company. And so I'm sure a lot of those people who are gung-ho about the company were upset about those comments. So that's fine. I mean, it's a big company. It's been around for 50-some years, and there it is. So, I mean, it's going to happen. There are going to be people. So people saying it hurts Julia's legacy and Bayley's legacy too. Bayley's had a great career. I don't know what more. I mean, yeah, she could, they certainly don't give Bayley the reverence of Charlotte or whomever. You could say, as Alexa Bliss, she got the respect she deserves. She was more over than Liv was, and now Alexa's back and doing fine, and you like her, she's on the card making money, but she's not in the same spot as she was when she left. Who knows if she cares? But and then Julia, there's always someone who implodes like this. They're always major stars. Go to WWE, think they're going to be huge, and stop. Scott Steiner comes to mind. It happens. So it's sad for Julia, but I mean, she's just not a great fit. As far as, I mean, it's cutting promos in 100% Japanese still. Not even a little bit in English. I think is that a problem? I don't know. But it is what it is. So there you go. All right, kids. Well, I should probably wrap up. Go do something. But what's that? Yeah, no kidding. All right, well, enjoy Collision if you watch it. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Root for the Seahawks. And, right. Yeah, no, I think you got a point. Great in stardom because of her look. Yeah. She has she has a striking look no matter where she is. However, it's not as standout in WWE. With lots of pretty women. So we'll see. She's got to differentiate herself. See if she can come up with something. That's what she needs to do. All right. Thank you guys for being here. I always appreciate it. And I'll talk to you next week. All right. Bye. There we go.